Pelvic floor, very simply, is basically a bowl of muscles that's connected to bones that hold up all your organs. So basically in your pelvis, there's all these muscles there. And their function is essentially many. It helps with urination, defecation, sexual function. It helps with posture. And so having a strong, healthy pelvic floor can mean that you're having normal urination, you're having normal defecation, you're having great sex, and that you are also not having ailments like back pain or issues related to those functions and those organs. And so, pelvic floor is so important in so many different aspects, and we deal with it a lot as urologists because it's so integral to these functions that we take care of. While you hear about it a lot in women, men also suffer from pelvic floor dysfunction or problems with the pelvic floor. So basically, pelvic floor dysfunction happens a lot when you're doing things like if you were to go to the gym and do repetitions of any sort of exercise and you didn't rest, then that muscle would become contracted and short. Very similarly, if your pelvic floor is overstrained, it can become contracted and short and tight all the time. And you may not know it. It may just be a function of stress, anxiety, or overuse or posture problems, things of that nature that can affect your pelvic floor. And so this can lead to issues. Let's start with urination. You can have symptoms of urgency, frequency, meaning you have to go a lot to the bathroom, or you have to go and have a sudden desire that you can't delay, sometimes even have leakage. In some cases, it can make it difficult to urinate because the pelvic floor is so tense.
Or perhaps to incompletely vacate the bladder.
Correct.
Like you go to urinate and then you go back to your desk, and then 5 minutes later you have to urinate again.
Exactly.
Something of that sort.
Well, it can be either that you're not emptying completely or that the pelvic floor muscles are so tense that they're stimulating the bladder so it feels like there's more to go. So it's not always that you're not evacuating. It can present in a number of different ways. And then with sexual function, if it's very tense, you can have pain. So you can have pain with sex. You can have pain with erections. You can have pain with ejaculation. Sometimes it can be a lot of different kind of pain syndromes. And you're like, I have all these different things going on. And it's really just pelvic floor dysfunction. With GI function, you can definitely have constipation. And then often you can also have back pain. And so all of these things can happen when your pelvic floor is too tense.